What is up, YouTube fam? Welcome to today's video blog. It is June 9th. What time is it? 4:57 p.m. Wednesday afternoon, the time frame and day I am recording this blog. And in today's video, we are going to talk about death. I have been researching lately. Well, actually, I came across the concept of the 9-point death meditation from a podcast I heard recently off the Living 4D podcast by Paul Chek, specifically the episode where Shervin Jerfaria came out on. Shervin had mentioned to Paul Chek if he has heard of the 9-point death meditation, which intrigued me to go further into and research myself. And man, it is very interesting. It's some interesting work, so much so that I felt compelled to make a video and a podcast on it. Now, the podcast I made on this concept is already out. The podcast not only talks about the 9-point death meditation, but also talks about Carl Jung, whom Carl Jung is, and the madness he underwent in his life through a certain period of his life, just to understand what madness is, you feel me? Carl Jung is the man that went mad to understand madness. Yes, Carl Jung got diagnosed a schizophrenic. He was a schizophrenic. However, he kept that to himself to take it as an opportunity to research this darkness, if you will. And so, yeah, Carl Jung came out with a book called The Red Book, in which dialogues and has all of his knowledge and experience within that time frame of his life that he went through when he was going through his mental illness, you feel me? If you will, for the lack of a better term, mental illness. But I say that because it's not really a mental illness if you're intelligently enough to go through it and research it. Carl Jung did that because he understood consciousness and the psyche at such an integral level that when schizophrenia rose about within him, he knew what it was and knew he decided to study it rather than to take it upon as an illness. And so that's why I say mental illness in that way. Anyways, if you guys are interested in that and don't know who Carl Jung is, I will leave the link to my recent podcast on whom Carl Jung is, and further, more extensive, in detail explanation toward the 9-point death meditation, in which we are going to talk about within this video, is also on that podcast. So all of that will be in the description of this video. Go check it out. In this video, we're just going to touch up briefly on some of the things for those of us that may not have listened to the podcast and or may not even go listen to the podcast. We are going to touch up briefly on some of the things that I feel we should have within our awareness about death. You feel me? Death is something that we are all going to experience. It is something we all share in common. And it is something that unites us. You feel me? We are all going to transcend to whatever it is that is after death together. We're all going there. Maybe not at the same time, but we're all going there. And so we can all relate to this concept. And so yeah, what I've been learning, I feel intrigued and compelled, like I said, to give it off so we can have this concept in our awareness to live more fully and more lovingly in our lives, so we can show up in our life and be more present to be a force of value in the world. You feel me? Because when we acknowledge the mortal aspect of ourselves, the fact that we are going to die, then that enables us to live more fully, to be here in this moment and create and manifest and leave the world a better place than it is when we got here. You feel me? So yeah, before we talk about this, you guys already know how I love to do things around my channel. I love to smoke up that marijuana, that plant medicine, that God-gifted herb. If you guys love to smoke up that herb like your boy, with your boy, bring out your vape pens, whether or not you're puffing on a plug-and-play, stizzy, whatever. Pull it out, bring out your pipe, bubbler, straight shooter, steamroller, bong, rig, if you're gonna dab it, your pre-roll, your blunt, your joint, what have you. Let me know down in the comments, whatever it is you're smoking up on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Like I said, it is currently 5:03 p.m. the time frame and the date we are recording this video blog. And so yeah, let's get the vibes going, let's hone in the focus and learn a thing or two together about death. And like I said, if you guys want to learn further, more than this video will present, I definitely recommend to check out my most recent podcast, which will be in the description of the video. That's enough of me rambling. Let me know in the comments what you guys are puffing on. Indica, sativa, hybrid, and the name of your strain. You know I want to know. Throw it down below. Me, I'm smoking up a hybrid for once. I finally picked up a different type of strain. I always tend to pick up the same strains, be it the King Louis or the Fire OG. Indicas always. I picked up the Girl Scout cookies. It was the most potent strain they had on deck, and so shit, I went in there, asked the bud tender, what's the most potent strain you guys have from Plug and Play right here, right now? They told me the Girl Scouts, so that's what I checked out with. Anyways, before we dive in on this concept, let's take some dabs, let's take some blinkers, let's get baked. Cheers, fam. I don't know if you guys caught that, but midway through the hit, I don't know what happened. My finger didn't slip off, but the light stopped, started up again. So this is like a dab and a half. Nonetheless, we hit a blinker. Make sure you guys are hitting that blinker. Breathing in through your nose. That way you're humidifying the air, clearing out any toxins that may be in the environment. And so you're also pressurizing the air, releasing nitric oxide, thus vasodilating your veins, enhancing the blood flow to all your organ cells and tissues. Make sure you're breathing in through your nose. All of those benefits unfold simply through the nose. Cheers, fam. Another good blinker for you guys. Shout out to Plug and Play. I honestly have not picked up any other marijuana brand for the past, 2.5 years now? Ever since Plug and Play came out, and I found out about them and how high quality their stuff is, how tested it is, how very potent it is, and just how very good it is. It doesn't match, at least in my opinion, to any other source out there at the moment. You feel me? Until we get more certified biodynamic organic farmers, I'm sticking with Plug and Play until then. You feel me? And who knows? Maybe once I finally get enough financial resources, I'll be the one to present the first marijuana strain that is biodynamic, organically grown in its most naturalist form, healthiest form. I might be the first one. You feel me? I just don't have those financial resources yet, but I also feel that the universe gives you what you need when you have the ability to give something that requires more resources, if that makes any sense. You feel me? So for example, lost my train of thought there. Oh yeah, so if I want to create my own, not just marijuana strain, but I do have the ideas of creating and discovering my own type of supplement drink or pill or something that we can take and consume every day that will keep our overall health in optimal digestion and optimal function. You feel me? As we age, what is that thing that I can discover that's the most natural, biodynamic, organic, that is not only supporting ourselves but supporting all life on the planet? The way we grow whatever the product is and manufacture everything, you feel me? So I gotta, in order to manifest that product, I gotta learn for years before I can actually let that come through me and manifest. What do I mean by that? I gotta do my homework and learn about chemistry. I gotta learn about biology. I gotta learn about chemicals and the reactions in the human body and what happens when you do this with this and eat this and that. How do you feel? I gotta experience year after year after year, not only by reading and researching, but by putting all this in my own body and feeling it firsthand. This shit doesn't come in a day or in a year or 5 years. This shit comes with dedicating your life to it because you fucking enjoy what you do. And I enjoy researching and studying health, holistic health, which is integrating all of it, not just allopathic medicine, but body, mind, and spirit. Holistic health integrates all of it. Our country, for example, is only stuck on allopathic, and that's why we're the most chronically sick fucking country on the planet, if you look at the statistics. But it is what it is. It's because, like every other country, we don't integrate everything of the human being. We shy away from and ignore and don't believe in the non-physical energetic aspect of the human self, and that is why, again, we are the most chronically sick, ill country on the planet. Anyways, that's a whole nother story in and of itself. I am going on a long fucking rant, and we haven't even started talking about death. However, being sick ties into death, you feel me? Because if we are not healthy, then we prematurely die. What do I mean by that? I mean, you don't live your full lifespan that you could have possibly lived if you continue to trash your body unconsciously, put things in your body that aren't serving your overall health, vitality, quality of life, and longevity. You feel me? You want to be aware that everything and anything that you put in your body is either going to benefit your health or detriment your health, disable, dismantle, ruin your health, make you unfit, unhealthy, and minimize your quality of life. And by minimizing your quality of life, I mean you might get some illnesses, some diseases, and not be able to be athletic or look fit like other people. And so that brings your self-esteem down and just, like I said, brings your whole quality of life down. And so being healthy is not necessarily an egoic thing, like, oh, I want to look good so I can attract people, this or that. It's more of a, so I can do things in the world and I can be something in the world and I can be a force of value and create my own dream, my own reality, live the life I want, how I want it. If you want that, you got to be in a healthy body. You feel me? So I don't even know how I went on that rant. Anyways, death. 9-point death meditation. 9-point death meditation is really interesting because it has us become aware of the fact that, and I will also leave the link in the description of this video to the source of reference that I am going to be talking about in this video. All the information that I am going to be talking about, I will leave the reference in this description. All the stuff I learned it from this news article that is very informative, so I'll leave that in the description too. Anyways, in this article, the 9-point death meditation has you become aware of the fact that death is definite. You feel me? And the timing of death is indefinite. So death is a definite, meaning we're definitely gonna die. But when we're gonna die is indefinite, meaning in other words, that is not a given. I don't know if I'm gonna die after this video. You don't know if you're gonna die after this video. You don't know if you're gonna die tomorrow. We don't know if we're gonna die tomorrow. We don't know when we're gonna die. We could die at any given moment. Accidents happen all the time. People die. In the 9-point death meditation in the article, it also points out to have us become aware of the fact that People die on every spectrum of the life-given age, meaning people die in the womb before they're even born. People die of old age, the oldest age, right? People die all the way in between. People die at age 1. People die when they're babies. People die when they're barely teenagers. People die when they're barely kids. People have died and die at any and every single age, even before they even get to be a human being in the womb. So that's another thing that the 9-point death meditation just blows your mind about too. Like, okay, we humans create meaning out of life. And so when we get sad that a kid died, that's just the meaning we created. However, when we stop to reflect, God, which encompasses all things good and evil, God, it's not that God doesn't care, but God is experiencing itself through all forms, however it wants to. God is dying in every single way you can imagine. Now, this is a whole nother subject in and of itself, but you want to become aware of who God is. I can say this, but it's on you to do your own inner work to experience and feel and know for yourself that God is you, me, having this human experience, becoming aware of itself. Now that's, in order to actually experience that and know that to be true, you have to do your own due diligence and do that inner work. Become silent and let that become silent so you can become open and let that intuition flow through and begin to receive messages from what we like to call the higher intuition, higher self, higher spirit, whatever you want to call it. You feel me? This is where we get woo-woo, but it's not really woo-woo. It's fucking real. So, yeah. Anyways, the 9-point death meditation, it's just, what else is also interesting about it when I think about it? So, it says that death is a definite and that the timing of death is indefinite. What else? I don't recall too much because I'm fucking baked. I'm sure you guys know how it is when you get really stoned. You tend to forget things, but what else stood out to me? I don't want to lose you guys' train of thought. So, it's good to, oh yeah, this is intriguing too. So, like, when you're sitting in your meditation with your eyes closed, mind's clear, you're just listening to all the sounds in nature, right? The 9-point death meditation tells you to envision all of those that you love and are really attached to dead one day as a corpse, laying out in front of you as a corpse, literally not moving, breathing, nothing. Envision that. And then envision your own body that way. And then not only that way, but vision it actually rotting and being rotten under the ground, consumed by the earth. Envision your body that way, and then just envision that. Connect to that. Envision, the 9-point death meditation also says, envision your death. Envision how you're dying. You feel me? Don't be afraid to do it. It might be uncomfortable, but this is essentially a practice. Meditating on your death is called a dharma. It's a dharma practice. And so essentially, the more we meditate on our death, the more we become comfortable for when that situation arises. We aren't in a panic mode. We've developed a relationship with this aspect of our life that is going to happen no matter what. And we are comfortable. We're at peace. We're calm. Because every single day we've acknowledged this aspect that's coming and being counted down day after day after day. And there's no given day when it's going to happen. But knowing that it's going to happen naturally should give you that instinct to, hey, today I gotta do something. I gotta leave something. Gotta make something happen. Let me study. Let me grow my mind. Let me grow myself. Let me feel like I've actually made something happen today, so that if today is my day, I won't regret it as a spirit looking at my body that I can't incarnate into anymore because it's physically dead. You don't want to regret anything at that point. You feel me? So live every day knowing that death is coming. It's a cool, good meditation practice to indulge in. And so to learn more about it, definitely I did a much more detailed, informative, good, entertaining podcast on it. If you guys want to tune into that, it'll be in the description of this video. If not, if you want to read up on it, what I learned from it, I'll leave the link to that also in the description of the video. However, that is going to be it for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, gained whatever value you did out of it. And if you did, make sure to leave the thumbs up, leave a love comment. Helps your boy out, and it's good karma. Give love, get love. And as always, well, that's going to be it for this video. As always, make sure to be love and peace. Man, I'm fucking stoned. Why am I saying that? That's a super old ass outro. I need to fucking work on my YouTube intros and outros. What I meant to say is make sure to live your fucking truth, because living your truth is being of service to someone somewhere out there. And I really believe that as a spiritual being having this physical experience, we all came here at this time to live a purposeful, meaningful life that is of service, you feel me? And living that life is just being yourself. So be yourself, live your truth, have a good rest of your fucking day. Have a good fucking day if you're barely starting your day. Whatever time frame you're watching this video at, have a good fucking one. And I'll catch you guys in our next video. Deuces.